Hey, shalom, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, call hello, Yahweh. Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Kakadash, the most double honors. Due to the apostles, bishops, and elders, a great millstone, alright, who indeed deserve double honors. Salutations also to the Akim out there on the highways, byways, pushing this truth with all honest and sincerity. Alright, this is Naaman with the DC camp, and yeah, look at this guy right here. Look at this picture. This murderer. Alright, these Edomites, I do believe that he is. Of course, this is down in Florida. He could be, well, so far they haven't said anything about that yet, but the way this is going, trust me. Anyway, Noah Cal, I haven't heard a pronunciation of his name. I'll play a little clip later, but I wasn't so concerned about it, to hell with him. Here's a closer look. 18 years old. This is 17 at the time he took the picture. That's the picture, of course, they're going to use to try to, make him seem like the all-American kid, to try to get him off. But as it says here, he was driving along the highway, and some migrants were just getting off work. 6 of them in a van, and this asshole, what he would do, and I don't know if they're going to let this in court or not. Again, like I say, they're trying to get this guy off. He was driving 151 miles an hour, showing off, whatever social media he was on. And he ran into the back of the van carrying, for all intents and purposes, 6 Jakes. 5 died on the scene. The 6th died in the hospital, as you're going to hear when I read. 6, for some reason, this piece of shit survived. You can, ultimately, it's the Most High. All right, all issues of death, belong to him. He was driving a BMW, what is that, M5. Also, it should be noted that he had done something like this before. He has a habit of doing this. The incident before, he got up in excess of 180 miles per hour. Okay? But this is the thing. This is the picture they're going to present. No. This is the one I want you to see, because and it should remind you of what you're really dealing with. This smug, I don't have a care in the world because I'm white. It was just some immigrants, but I'm white. Who is Noah? Again, whatever his last name is. Why was he arrested? Who is his parents? And this is earlier in the month, April 7th. Officials informed that a Palm Beach County driver was traveling at 151 miles an hour when he hit a car on its rear, murdering, yes, that's the word, all 6 passengers within the vehicle. Noah, an 18-year-old male, was charged with multiple charges of automobile manslaughter in connection with the January 22nd accident. Yes, we're just hearing about this now. It seems to be an ongoing thing now. It says Noah was reportedly traveling in a 2019 BMW M5 at a fast pace in the 14,000 block of US Highway 441, per the Palm Beach Sheriff's Department, around 11 p.m. He collided with a 2018 Nissan Rogue carrying 6 persons. So this wasn't some beat up old, jalopy. All right. Rogue was thrown into a grassland and gravel midway by the accident, in which it turned and rolled over before lying upside down in the middle of the path. What did this guy do? It says 5 passengers within the Nissan Rogue were killed instantly at the site, all right, whereas a 6th was transferred to Delray General Hospital and died there. The fatalities were all regional laborers who had just gotten off their job when they were struck by the car and lost their lives. Noah left no evidence of any brakes. According to authorities, not everyone in the struck car was wearing a safety seatbelt at the moment their vehicles collided. Nevertheless, because Noah was traveling with so much speed, authorities believe the individuals in the other vehicle would have been massacred regardless. Yeah, how about that? How fragile today's vehicles are. I was just watching a show earlier. It's called, it's not about that, but I mean, but anyway, I remember a segment where they were talking about this site I go to. They restore old classic automobiles, and they were talking about the difference into today's vehicles, how thin the metal is as opposed to back in the day. I just wanted to make that point, not glorify the site. But in any case, they're right, and what he was driving, is just a better quality of automobile, all right? But like I say, ultimately, it's the Most High Yahweh, all right? It says Noah sustained small wounds as a result of the collision. So he was traveling at 151 miles an hour. There's no indication that he tried to brake. So what the fuck was he doing? Was he on social media site, not paying attention? It'd be interesting to see what's going to come out in court. Again, here's this devil here, all right? Look at it. I'm white. When can I go home? But this is who's ruling over us. That's why I wanted to do this video, because I've got this book here. And it reminded me that smirk that this is called Without Sanctuary. And a lot of the individuals that, I don't know if you can see it, were standing around while our people were getting lynched. And, they would have looks like this, in particular, some of the children. This is the nature, the attitude, even to this day. These people aren't, let me put it another way, they don't regret their history. They're ashamed of it. All right? So don't fall for this, oh, I'm sorry. No, they're not. No, they're not. They're sorry they got caught, as we always say. All right? But don't you worry. I'm looking at all these photographs here. I've got, other books, but I just was able to get a hold of this one because I'm trying to find that infamous, I went too far, picture to everyone, I'm sure, that's in the truth has seen before. Dang it, I can't remember what page it was on. And every year, especially this time, you got to hear that hoax bullshit. And just as I said, it's a hoax. It was, just something so you could feel, hey, these people con the world, And I had read somewhere years ago, I wish I had saved that. I think I did, but it's on a hard drive. I think I threw away by mistake. But the author of the article was saying that Washington Monument that, is known worldwide, down here on the mall here in D.C., another purpose that it served was it was a symbol of the elite saying how they fucked over the world, you know. Instead of the middle finger, it's a phallus symbol. You know, these are some wicked, evil pieces of shit. You know, Psalms 43 and 1. These are some. I mean, how do you spend Psalms 141 verses 1 through 3? I'll get those. I'm still trying to get this picture. Oh my goodness. So, Salakia, hold on for a second. Oh. Wow. I really thought it was earlier on in the book. Let's see. Alright, now I'm getting frustrated. But, let's see. Come on. And the thing is, I had it right before I went to do the video. This is nothing but Satan. Once I find it, if I find it, you know, say, oh, okay. Oh, man. But of course, the thing is that, you know, the curses that were under, here it is. I have to remember what page that is for future reference. Put a dog here, as a matter of fact. It's 56 and 57. Okay, here it is. He's got that smirk like that little girl, that little bitch, right here. See her? Yeah. Maybe 12, 13, whatever. If that. Alright. That's what it reminded me of. So let's watch this little video here.
Meanwhile, PBS also charging an 18-year-old with 6 counts of vehicular homicide today. This from a deadly January crash. Detectives say Noah Gale was driving
Gale, okay.
150 miles per hour when he rear-ended an SUV right there on 441 just west of Delray Beach. PBSO today said that the victims were leaving work the night of that crash. Noah Gale was arrested earlier today after a 6-week-long investigation into this case. PBSO reporting there were no traces of drugs nor alcohol in his system at the time of the crash. Because he was 17 years old when the crash occurred, Gale is being arraigned in juvenile court, and the state attorney is expected to try him as an adult.
Hell yeah. If at any time there was a cause to do that, it's now. So let's try another one here. Remember that face. Because like I said, they're going to try their best. Let's see. There was another one I was looking at. Hold on. Let's see. Let's go back to this one. Here are the victims. Merlane Josias. I can't pronounce that. Maria Louise. Michelle Saint. Of course, he entered a plea of not guilty. It says, according to a police report obtained by People, On the night of January 27th, Gale's vehicle did not brake and violently impacted the back of the road at a speed of 151 miles per hour. Damn. Alright. Gale was transferred to a local hospital where detectives noticed his slurred speech and emergency room staff smelled an odor of an alcoholic beverage. Did you not hear what the reporter just said? See what I'm saying? So there's a contract. Something's wrong here. So is this officer going to be, this detective rather, going to be called? A doctor said that Gale confessed to driving 120 miles an hour at the time of the crash, according to the report. Oh well, whatever. Like they say, anything 120 and over doesn't really matter. Alright. Upon inspection of the suspect's car, detectives said they noticed Gale advertised his Instagram handle m5.noah on the rear windows of the BMW. A person with information approached law enforcement and told them that Gale would record himself driving at high rates of speed and post videos on Instagram and TikTok. The person also directed detectives to a video posted 2 weeks before the fatal crash in which Gale was allegedly speeding. He reportedly captioned the clip, "Whoever can guess the speed correctly wins $25 on Cash App." Detectives said additional social media videos showed the suspect driving as fast as 182 miles per hour. Vehicular manslaughter, reckless endangerment. See, Jake, they have all kinds of charges you never heard of racked up. See, for those of you that believe all you have to do is work hard, you can make it. Why don't you shut up? Why don't you just die? Alright? But in any case, I'm going to read something here because this is the overall attitude of these devils. And I'm not, by any means, when I show you this, I'm not giving them a medical reason or an out. Alright? I'm just pointing a difference. Alright? And this is a sociopath versus a psychopath. Alright? It says you may have heard people call someone else a psychopath or a sociopath. But what do those words really mean? It says you won't find the definitions in Mental Health's official handbook, the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders. Doctors don't officially diagnose people as psychopaths or sociopaths. They use a different term instead, antisocial personality disorder, whatever. Because a lot of what I'm getting ready to say applies to the majority of so-called white people, all right, Edomites. Most experts believe psychopaths and sociopaths share a similar set of traits. People like this have a poor inner sense of right and wrong. They also can't seem to understand or share another person's feelings, lack of empathy, that kind of thing. But there are some differences too. Do they have a conscience? A key difference between a psychopath and a sociopath is whether he has a conscience, a little voice inside that lets us know when we're doing something wrong, it says. Right, this is this clinical definition bullshit. We know that, it's, you got spirits on him. All right, it said he's a psychologist at the Sacramento County Mental Health Treatment Center. All right, and for those of you that aren't aware, difference between a psychiatrist and a psychologist. A psychiatrist is an actual MD. He actually does a rotation where he goes in the head. He does, things having to do with operating on the brain and all that. So he's an actual hands-on physician, an MD. A psychologist is just a PhD. All right, that's the difference. Anyway, it says a psychopath doesn't have a conscience. If he lies to you so he can steal your money, he won't feel any moral qualms, though he may pretend to. He may observe others and then act the way they do so he's not found out. Who did I just describe? Remember, Sirach 12 and 10. Never trust an enemy, and it gives you the rundown from verse 10 to the end, and it gives you like qualifications. of an Edomite. And what does that sound like? All right. A sociopath typically has a conscience, but it's weak. They may know that taking your money is wrong, but they might feel some guilt or remorse, but that won't stop their behavior. Both lack empathy, like I stated earlier, the ability to stand in someone else's shoes and understand how they feel. And that's what this devil has done to a lot of Jakes in the hood. He's made them sociopaths, but there's a difference. All right, it says, but a psychopath has less regard for others. It says someone with this personality type sees others as objects he can use for his own benefit. How many times have the elder apostles, stated that the worst person on this planet is a bald-faced white man in a suit and tie and a pen? Who again did I just describe? It says they're not always violent. You get these Wall Street people like this. How many people have they fucked over and as a result died? I would be interested. But all you ever hear on the news, you got Jake in handcuffs for some petty and often stupid shit. While these motherfuckers, and it's going to get to it here, while these motherfuckers, all they do all day and every day is plot and scheme. All right, anyway, it says they're not always violent. In movies and TV shows, psychopaths and sociopaths are usually the villains who kill or torture innocent people. In real life, some people with antisocial personality disorder can be violent, but most are not. Instead, they use manipulation and reckless behavior to get what they want. What this guy did is reckless. All right. At worst, they're cold, calculating killers, natural-born killers. Others, he says, are skilled at climbing the way up the corporate ladder. American Psycho. Even if they have to hurt someone to get there. American Psycho. If you recognize some of these traits in a family member or coworker, you may be tempted to think you're living or working with a psychopath or sociopath. But just because a person is mean or selfish doesn't necessarily mean they have a disorder. Cold-hearted psychopath, hot-headed sociopath. It's not easy to spot a psychopath. They can be intelligent, charming, and good at mimicking emotions. They may pretend to be interested in you, but in reality, they probably don't care. They're skilled actors what word comes to mind when you talk about an actor? An hypocrite. All right, he said they're skilled actors whose sole mission is to manipulate people for personal gain. Sociopaths are less able to play along. They make it plain that they're not interested in anyone but themselves. They often blame others and have excuses for their behavior. Now here's the points. It says some experts see sociopaths as hot-headed. All right, just fly off the handle, They act without thinking how others will be affected. But who are we dealing with? Here we go. Psychopaths are more cold-hearted and calculated. They carefully plot their moves and use aggression in a planned-out way to get what they want. If they're after more money or status in office, for example, they'll make a plan to take out any barriers that stand in their way. American Psycho. Even if it's another person's job or reputation. All right, and then it gets into the brain differences and all that. I mean, I've given you the gist of it. All right, so that's how and this is by Kara Mayer Robinson, medically reviewed by Smitha Bandari, MD. So we have a medical doctor. All right, and this was a couple of months ago. And so someone will say, well, what are you talking about? You don't have a degree. I gave you, you can check it out yourself. All right. But yeah, this is who we're dealing with. And I quoted some scriptures, so let me get them. For you people that think that somehow this guy is going to wake up and be, there's no redeemable qualities for an Edomite. That's why they're going to be done away with. Let's go Psalms 43. And 1, judge me, O Most High, and plead my cause against an ungodly nation. O deliver me from the deceitful and unjust man. Ungodly. Look at all the legislation that's being passed to protect these degenerates that's going ungodly. I mean, you can't see. All right. Let's see. That didn't give me what. Let's see. Deceitful, unjust. All right. Maramah, deceit, treachery. That's what he's all about. You better, when you sign a contract, although I wouldn't advise you to, he uses deceit in that. How many of us know Latin or understand those terms? See, speaking legalese, because he intends to deceive you. Why not just tell you outright what you need to know? Not going to do that. That court is a prime example. All right, deceitfully and unjust, injustice, unrighteousness, violent deeds of injustice. That's all he's ever done against us. All right, perverse, wicked. Who are the wicked? Malachi, 1st chapter, verses 1 through 4. The point is in 4. Oh man. And our people they're gluttons for punishment, Like I said, if your eyes are not open at this point, you're not meant to. Now let's go to, staying in Psalms, let's go to 141 at the top. A psalm of David, who was also a prophet, also the king. He says, I cry, Most High Yahweh, I cry unto thee, make haste unto me, give ear unto my voice when I cry unto thee. Because here's the thing, these people were put over us as a result, as, the curses as punishment. Check out Psalm 17. I didn't go into there, but chapter 10, chapter 17. He was set up as the Most High sword, as a whipping stick, however you want to put it. But he overdid it. All right. It says, 2, let my prayer be set forth before thee as incense, and the lifting up of my hands as the evening sacrifice. You have to pray, people. You have to pray. It's going to get bad out here. It says, set a watch, O Most High Yahweh, before my mouth, keep the door of my lips. All right? Because here's the thing. This guy knows that his time is short. For Revelation chapter 12, verse 12. All right. I advise you to read the whole chapter, because the woman is the nation of Israel. That's us. And the devil, in that case, is, you're talking about, or Satan, we're talking about, or the dragon in that case, is talking about a people. It's not talking about, the spiritual demon Satan. All right. It's talking about his physical extension, more or less. All right. There's things he's going to do, because, hey, it's over. All right. And this is what this is all about, this pandemic and all this other shit. All right. He knows that we are waking up. He doesn't want that. All right. This is a big ass signal, like a shot across the bow, to use a naval warfare example. All right. It's over. So he wants to put something in you. Think of Exodus 21st chapter. Let me get that real quick. Here's what he wants to do. Because, let's see. Because Revelation 13, 16, 17, 18. This is, if thou buy an Hebrew servant, 6 years he shall serve, and in the 7th he shall go out free from nothing. If he came in by himself, he should go out by himself. If he were married, then his wife shall go out with him. If his master have given him a wife, and she have borne him sons or daughters, the wife and her children shall be her master's, and he shall go out by himself. And if the servant shall plainly say, I love my master, my wife and my children, I will not go out free. 6. Then his master shall bring him into the judges. He shall also bring him to the door, or unto the doorpost, and his master shall bore his ear through with an awl and he shall serve him forever. This is what this so-called white man, this is what the elites want. Now, Revelation 13 and 16 says what? Let's get it. It says, and he caused, another word for cause, think, compel, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Meaning, all this is going on is planned out. This is being done on purpose. Now, how is he going to do that? Well, everything's going digital. No more paper currency, no more coin. For those of you that got crypto, I think you're really fucked up, all right, because I don't think this new digital currency is going to be anything like that. They kind of anticipated you doing that, and I think a lot of people are going to get fucked. I really do. But in any case, all this is going to do is allow them to exert more control, all right, and like I said, this is going digital, so they won't try to do away with your cards. If you got a phone, they actually don't want that. They want to insert something in your body. Remember what I just read about the earring, all right, 17, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, the charagma, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name, making you a physical part of his system. All right, and you will have to obey in order to survive. You are, in effect, saying, I want you, Mr. White Man, to be my God instead of the Most High. You are my master, not the Most High Yahweh. That's what he's aiming for. 2 Thessalonians 2nd chapter. Read it. All right. Isaiah 14th chapter. Ezekiel 28th chapter. Read them. This is the ego on this piece of shit. All right. That's why I read you sociopath versus psychopath. You have a whole nation of people. This is why Obadiah also is so important. This is why they're going to serve double what we did. They're going to serve 1,000 years. And it's no more use for them. They can't be rehabilitated. All right? They have to be destroyed. And that's what's going to happen in Obadiah, the 18th verse there. All right? So, hey, with that, I hope whoever views this, of course, is edified. Oop, that's the wrong one. I'll put the links to all this in the description box, okay? Florida teen charged in deaths of 6 people after allegedly driving BMW 151 miles an hour. Let's see what he gets. He'll probably get like probation or something like that. You know? Or he might not, hey, whatever, So, with that, hey, shalom.